Vicki, also known as DragonflySoars. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. I'm recording a day late. I just didn't quite feel up to recording yesterday, so it is what it is. I want to talk to you a little bit about the retreat, show you a couple things. We also need to draw names for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and of course I have knitting and spinning to show you. So I'm hoping this doesn't go super long, but it might be longer than most. First of all, I'm wearing this shawl. This is my TGV that I knit for the retreat, but the reason I'm wearing it is so I can show you this shawl gems right here. This is designed and made by Katie of Knitting on the Fly. It's her mom who will be selling these shawl gems. This one would have sold for $12. I actually got it to review. Has a little alligator clip on each end. But when I think of alligator clips, I think of the really pointy utilitarian ones. And these are pretty because they have the little loop that you don't see the other side. So now this shawl is the kind of shawl I normally would struggle to wear because it's going to fall off my shoulders all the time. But by adding the shawl gem, I can actually hold it in place. And this one happens to match my TGV very nicely. So, I'm going to pause and I'm going to put a couple pictures of the shawl gems. And then I'm actually you're going to see a wardrobe change because this is warm. Okay, I'm going to apologize right now. The lighting is really wonky. I'm recording really late for me because I was preparing for the drawing. So, the shawl gems are going to be on sale starting June 1st at tixtrinkets.etsy.com. So it's Tix, T-I-X, trinkets. It'll be an Etsy shop, and they will be sold starting June 1st. I have so many shawls, and especially shawlettes. I have a terrible time wearing shawlettes. So having something like that can hold it, whereas, sometimes a shawl pin can stick or it can come loose. So I really like the idea of the shawl gems, and the one that you just saw was given to me to review, but I will definitely be purchasing more. I did a couple different shots of how I was wearing it, either really down low or up high. I am sure that as I start grabbing other shawls, I will figure out different ways to use it, but I was extremely happy to have something that held that shawl in place. So now that I was able to change, I didn't want to wear this with the shawl and the shawl gems because it was too busy. But so I know you guys are wondering about the retreat, and I know you guys are going to hear about it from other podcasters. So I'm going to kind of go high level. Wednesday night, I was scrambling around trying to get things packed. Luckily, I had made my packing list. So for me, having a list that I can just check off things really makes my life feel more controlled. So I had everything on there from, I even wrote like knitting project 1, knitting project 2, because I wasn't really sure what I was bringing until I was packing. As it is, I decided to not bring something special to start at the retreat because I knew I probably wouldn't get finished. And then I would have one more thing lingering, and I'm better at having just a couple projects going. So, but Thursday morning, my friend Jenny came and she picked me up, and we took her Prius because it gets excellent gas mileage. And so the only stop we made on the way down was we topped off her gas, and while I got some coffee, and we stopped at Woodman's to get cheese curds because she really wanted to take cheese curds to the retreat, which were a very big hit because every time somebody walked by, they went, "Oh, cheese curds!" It was kind of funny. My chair that I showed you worked beautifully. The project bag, the cooler on the side, worked great. I could get stuff out of it and then fold it back down so it wasn't in the way. In the meantime, the table was just the right size to hold a couple things, hold a drink. At one point, Joanna, who is our ex-knitter, she was sitting next to me, and so she was using my table too. And there's enough room for us to set down a couple things. So that was, it was beautiful. I met so many people that I really am, I got to meet, Heather and Katie, who I see on podcasts all the time. So, it was just, and it was funny because even though there was a little bit of wow, I'm seeing them in real life, it was perfectly normal. There were people I had already met before, like Susan Pandorf and Kagi TM, who's Kari, Kobe, CJ Kopek. It was her retreat, and she took such good care of us during this whole retreat. If somebody needed something special, she was running to town. I mean, she went above and beyond. I met some people that watched the podcast, like Gail, who is Alpaca and You, who has her own podcast, and Kathy, who participates on our boards, and Nancy, and then I already mentioned Joanna, and there were so many other people there. Some people I didn't know from before, and I'm glad to have met them now. Jenny and I roomed together, and then we had one more roommate, and that was, she is Fluffy Dog Knitter, and she was very nice. We all kind of had the same approximate sleep schedule and everything, so that was, thank goodness. So we got there Thursday. The only thing was I had said we'd get there about noon, and when we were about an hour or so away, Jenny says, "When you were saying noon, did you remember that there's a time change?" Nope. So I had forgotten that when we went, by the time we got to Michigan, it would be an hour sooner because they were Eastern and we started out in Central. But that wasn't a big deal. The camp we were at we were in the main retreat center, which had a big open area where we all set up our wheels and our spinning, and I mean, you really kind of situated yourself, and then throughout the weekend people would move their chairs and stuff like that and reconfigure. But it had a big fireplace, which we didn't use, but there was a big fireplace. There was huge windows looking out onto the lake. There was some trails. I didn't walk the trails. I didn't have good shoes for that, but we did walk down to the lake and walk on the little bit of boardwalk the one day. And in that same building, there were rooms, very much like dorm rooms in a college, and they had 2 sets of bunk beds in each room. So when we got there, our names were on the doors of where we were going to stay. So that was nice. The only thing I forgot is I forgot to bring a blanket. I knew we needed to bring sheets and towels. I don't know why I forgot blanket. I brought my pillow. And it wasn't even that I forgot to bring a blanket. It never crossed my mind or hit my radar that we needed to bring a blanket. It wasn't that I forgot. I never processed that we needed one in the first place. But because we were bringing so much stuff, we were all kind of saying, oh my, it felt like we were moving instead of just going on a trip. I'm normally a very light packer, and I was like, okay, I have my chair and my wheel and my pillow and my suitcase and a big namaste bag full of projects and soda and chips and salsa and things to donate to the camp. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So I don't know how people that were flying, I don't know how they did it. I really don't. So that was Thursday, and Thursday night we got kind of a welcome box. They were cake boxes, and then they had surprises inside. I have pictures of what the boxes look like. I'm going to stop here and post a couple of the pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures. It was one of those cases where I was so busy doing stuff, I forgot to take pictures. But I'll post a couple here. So, but we had these cake boxes, and she had asked ahead of time if you were a knitter or spinner, and if you had any wool allergies. So in my box, I got a skein of Kobe yarn and a skein of some undyed fiber. I didn't bring everything up to show you. There is so much stuff from the market and everything that I'm going to post a lot of it on my Ravelry, and I'll tag it with GGPL for Guts Grits Pink Lipstick. I'm only going to show you some of the kind of special things. So, the first night, we also got Fluffy Dog Knitter, our roommate, gave us a bag that had presents in it. There was a funny pen, Post-its, a glow light, and then a project bag. And this one, of course, has dragonflies on it. Oh my, it's full of fuzz. I had fuzz everywhere from different fibers. This one has polka dots on the inside. And Debbie was actually vending at the market. And I'm really sorry, but I cannot remember what her store name is. I will post it in the show notes. I also bought stitch markers from her. And I didn't buy a project bag from her because I had received one as a gift. Neither Jenny or I thought about bringing a roommate gift. I don't know if that's the norm or not the norm. It was very, very nice and very appreciated. We both really liked them. But we didn't have anything to give back. It never occurred to us. So we had that from Debbie. We had our boxes from Kobe. And I showed you the boxes on the table. So that was kind of our little bit of getting to know you. In order to come up and get our box, we had to tell a little bit about who we were. Friday night we did our swap partners. Now, and I mean Friday, most of these days were filled with just people hanging out, knitting, spinning, crocheting, whatever. There weren't classes or anything like that. I mean, there were drum carders set up that you could card wool if you wanted to. There was a stitch marker making station. where you could make stitch markers if you wanted. And all you had to do was, and they were there all weekend, and if you used anything, you just had to write it down. And then kind of have a tab and pay Kobe at the end. There weren't, except for scheduled meals, there was not a lot of structure to the day, which was nice. It was nice to just sit there and talk to people. But Friday night, we did our swaps. And the way the swap worked is, it was a secret swap. So I had gifts for somebody, and somebody else had a gift for me. My swap partner was Debbie Lynn 42. Now, if you remember, about 2 months ago, I went to a conference for work, and I ended up meeting a knitter. Well, it was Debbie Lynn 42, and then Kobe was laughing because she told me later that she had already drawn the names, and my secret swap was Debbie Lynn 42. So one of the things that Tiff helped me make was we took logos that were related to the conference we were at, and I supplied Tiff with the logos that I wanted, and she printed them on shrinky-dink paper that you run through the printer, and they shrunk down to about this big, and we made 4 stitch markers that have little logos from where we met. And Debbie really seemed to enjoy that, so I'm glad that worked out. And then I also gotten her yarn, and I had gotten her a card game. So and then the person who had me turned out to be Kagi TM of the High Fiber Diet podcast. And she gave me several wonderful things. One of the yummy things, and I've already eaten part of it, so coffee Slabtown caramel corn from Traverse City, Michigan. I've never seen it around here, but supposedly you can get it at Meijer's grocery store in Michigan. So she gave me that. She gave me some very cute Post-it notes that I didn't bring upstairs. I think my light's dying now. This beautiful bat in gradient greens. And this bat, it has just about everything in it. Merino, Corey, Romney, Silk Noil, Angelina, Corriedale. So it's 3.4 ounces. And it sparkles. That's from the Angelina. She gave me that, which is beautiful green. She also gave me a beautiful dragonfly wind chime with the story that the Navajo Indians believe that that if you listen to the wind, it's your like my dad, my grandma. It's your, I'm trying to say dead people. It's the people in your past talking to you, you know, that have passed away. So if you listen to them, and listen to them on the wind chimes, you know that they're there. And that has been very comforting. I am going to post a picture of that and the fiber here. Also, she gave me a puzzle, but I think I left the puzzle downstairs. It was a 1,000-piece puzzle, all different, and it's pictures of yarn to be a challenge. And I'm also going to turn on the light. One of the other things we got that day was from Deborah Young, and this is a bobbins up storage bobbin. These are on the site, it's on here, Art uwear.net. The U is just the letter U. So these are storage bobbins. If you were spinning a whole lot of wool, for example, you're making a sweater, you would actually want to spin all your singles and then start plying them together. One of the reasons you do that is because if you start changing, you actually want to, from what I've read, I haven't done this, you want to kind of mix and match your plying from different bobbins that were spun, from different singles that were spun at different times, to average out to a consistent yarn. But this plastic bobbin comes with this piece here, and it fits right in here. And then the cool thing is this, you might notice, is the same shape as the top of a drill bit. That's because you put this in your drill, and then you run it, and you slowly fill up your bobbin. Tina of the Knitting Blooms podcast has already done a very good tutorial and review of these, so I'm going to go ahead and just point you her direction. But usually they come in packs, and you can either buy 2 or 4, and they come with half white bobbins and half black bobbins. So you get either in a 2-pack you get a white and a black, in a 4-pack you get 2 whites, 2 blacks. In the 4-pack versus the 2-pack, the cost of the bobbins is the same, but you save on shipping. We got pink ones specially made for the Guts, Grits, and Pink Lipstick Retreat. So I was thinking about buying some, but because she gave us one, I decided to just take that one, and I didn't buy any more from her. Because I didn't need any more. I don't, right at this point, I'm not spinning large quantities. And Susan Pandorf gave us a special code for a free pattern of your choice, not an ebook, but a regular pattern, from her design shop, with a code that was only given to the retreat members. So the pattern that I picked off was this one, the Argonaut Throw. It takes, actually it's a cabled wrap. It takes 2,000 yards of DK, and it's all completely cabled. I'm not sure when I will do it, but I think it's gorgeous. Normally it's $8. I got it for free. It is also in the Fellowship of the Ring ebook. The Even Star that everybody loves is also in the same ebook. So that was something that happened. Saturday, we kind of had the morning, we ate breakfast, and then from 10 to noon, the market was open. Most of the people at the market were also attending the retreat. So you kind of knew everybody. So I actually went around, and I think I purchased something from, at least something from every vendor. I did not bring it all up. Like I said, the items that I purchased, especially for yarn and fiber, I'm going to just post them on the Ravelry thread. But I did want to show a couple things that I'm not putting on Ravelry. This is a lovely bag from Girl Cave Bags, and I have always seen that she puts this little button, because other podcasters have had bags from her, and I love this little button that says Girl Cave's Bag, girlcavebags.etsy.com. It's this lovely floral on the outside. I have fiber everywhere. And this lovely design on the inside. I bought yarn and fiber from everybody, I think. So I want to show you that bag, and I want to show you that I also got this willow goat milk. This is from Wonder Why Gal, who I believe her real name is Andrea. I got the one that is sage and lemongrass. And so it smells very good. I don't use a lot of bar soap, but I seem to collect it. I like having it around. I like the smell. So we had the market. Then, of course, we all went back and kind of, everybody was looking at their goodies and stuff. And then we had lunch. And Saturday after lunch, a couple of us, Kathy, Jenny, and Joanna and I were the first ones back into the retreat area. And we were just kind of looking, and it looked like a yarn shop had exploded all over the room. So I took several pictures from that. Alright, so you saw the market and you saw some of just the way the room looked. That night we got goodie bags and we had door prizes. So this was my door prize. And what they did is Linksy, who was there, took 2 prizes from the door prize table. And then somebody would draw a name, and the person got to choose between those 2 prizes. And then that left one, Linksy would grab another one, make 2 again, and that person would draw the name of the next. It was kind of nice because that way, if you weren't a spinner, you weren't obligated to take fiber, because she made sure she was never holding up, 2 things of fiber. It'd be a fiber and a yarn or a fiber and a book or something like that. So I think everybody got something that they would enjoy. This one happens to be from CJ Kopek. It's 4.5 ounces superwash BFL, which I thought was really pretty. So that was my door prize. And then we also got goodie bags. And I'm sure that people are going to be really showing you everything in their goodie bag. So I'm only going to show you a couple things. We got a lot of little sample yarns from different groups. We got some coupons. In that cake box the first day, we also got Wolf Farms lip balm, which is very nice. So this is a project bag I got, and this is from Alpaca and You. Everybody got a project bag in their goodie bag. So I really liked mine. They were all different. I don't think there were any identical, but I didn't look that hard. Everybody around us were all totally different. So there was that. There were patterns. These 2 patterns were in the goodie bag. This is Jovia by Karina Ferguson, who's also Picnic Knits. And one of the things Kobe told us is we got this the last day, but that skein of yarn that we got in our cake boxes the first day is supposed to be exactly what we would need to do this shawl. So that was kind of sneaky. And then this one is the Krakushaka shawl, I think. It's from Kelly of the Sheep, who is also known as Sheep Journey. She has a podcast, an Etsy shop. She designs, obviously. So we also got this one from her. And that is everything I got that I brought up to show you. Like I said, I'm not going to go through and show everything because this is going to be, we still got to do the drawing too. Sunday, we were sad. We packed up. We went home. Some people left late Saturday night. Some people left on Sunday. You know, there was hugs all around. It was, you know, there was hope that there should be another one next year. Kobe has actually already said that there will be one next year. So I am hoping to go to that because this was just, it was, for the most part, relaxing. There was I had some stress issues, but they had nothing to do with the retreat. So that would be everything for the retreat. The next thing coming up would be Stitches Midwest, which is happening in August. I believe it's the weekend of August 8th, like 8th through the 10th, I think. So that's coming up. A couple people have asked about Rhinebeck. I actually am not planning on going to Rhinebeck this year. With going to this retreat and the one and going to Knittin' in the Mitten in November, and going on vacation with best friend in not this coming weekend, but next weekend to St. Louis. And we're hoping to possibly do another long weekend vacation. I don't have the extra time or the extra money to go to Rhinebeck. The nice thing about going to this retreat and to Knittin' in the Mitten is that there's no flight involved. They're within driving distance. So I want to show a couple other, well, I'll show you, I didn't tell you what I worked on at the retreat. So, for one thing, I finished my Firehawk shawl. It's not blocked. The ends are woven in, but it's not blocked. I need to do that, but I figured I'd at least show you guys, and I will post a picture. So, and actually there was I had told you at one point there was a small mistake, and I had contacted Heather Zappetti, the designer. Well, I found another one right at the end, the very last line of the pattern. And obviously I managed to finish it without, it wasn't a big concern, but I figured I'd just let her know. And as a thank you, she told me I could pick any pattern in her shop and she would send it to me as a gift. So I chose the Mercurial shawl. It's a circular shawl. It takes 1,090 yards of lace. The pattern is normally $6. So I thought this was really pretty. So, and she did not need to do that. I was not at all worried about the couple of small things I found. It was more just letting her know so she could get it fixed for the next person. But I have to block this. The lace points should really come out when I block it. But I do wish a little bit that I had gone even though these are both listed as fingering, the green is a much heavier fingering than the pink up at the top. The problem is because the stitches at the top became very loose, which means the cables running through the pink section do not stand out very much, which is a little sad. But maybe they'll stand out a little more after I block it. So I finished my Firehawk. I also knit a little bit on my Leyburn socks. Leyburn. I have made so many mistakes on these. Nobody's that knows nobody's gonna really notice, but the first couple rows I didn't realize you were supposed to have row spacing. I just read it wrong. They're wrong. Then I messed up and did the same zigzag twice. They're on my toes, and since I'm knitting them 2 at a time, I'm making the exact same mistake on each sock. So at that point, it becomes a design feature. The other thing I did was I spun. Now, this was the Dragonfly Fibers Sea Monster roving that I was doing for our Emerald Birthstone along, which I'm counting this teal green as also part of the Emerald Birthstone along. So this, I spun the singles partially at home, but a lot at the retreat. And this, I have to say, I Navajo plied it. So it's a very round 3-ply, because it was a chain ply. And this is really the thinnest I have ever, I'm trying to separate the pieces of yarn. This is the thinnest I have ever spun a 3-ply. This is a light fingering weight, I would estimate, 340 yards. I'm really proud of it. It came out exceptionally well, I think. So, that's what I worked on while at the retreat. I did the singles at the retreat. I plied while I was home. That's pretty much what I did yesterday. So. I have 2 other patterns here to show you, and then we'll draw for prizes. A few of you know on the podcast board, you know Schmopey, who has since changed her Ravelry name to Victoria Blue because she started designing under the name Victoria Blue Designs. And she has designed this cabled fingerless mitt pattern. And it is normally $2.50. It takes about 200 yards of DK weight. But if you look on her pattern page for this, you will actually see that there is a coupon code, Happy Space Birthday, that will get you this pattern for free through the month of May, because this is her birthday month. In fact, because it's her birthday month, that is why she is donating the prize for the birthstone along, which this month is a $10 or less pattern of your choice on Ravelry. She recently moved to Israel, and she figured it was easier to do a pattern of your choice on Ravelry than worry about shipping something. This other one is just a cute one. It is called a banana hammock. I'm actually folding part of it up because it's only a single page. I don't want you to read it. It just takes a little bit of worsted weight yarn, but it's just for tying up the banana so they're not sitting on the counter. This is by Hillary, who's also Hippie Penguin of the Hippie Penguin podcast and Hippie Penguin Fiber Art. You guys have recently seen a couple things from her. I had bought a podcaster colorway for Emily of Show Me the Sticks? No. I don't remember. She's got a knitting and hockey themed one, and normally I know it like that because it's one of my favorites, and now I can't think of it. And you also saw the County Fair watermelon yarn that I had bought for her. So you'll notice I had to handwrite her name. I told her today that her name wasn't actually on the pattern. So that is everything. I decided to go ahead and do the drawing live. And we're trying to go through it fast. I'm not going to show you the prizes. I will put them at the end. So at the end, you'll see all the prizes and the pictures of them. But we're just going to draw live. Now what I did is, this is Tiff Mojave Knitter. All the people who donated and wanted to be entered for a prize and contacted me, you're on a strip of paper like this, and you're in this bag. If I sent you a coupon code, then I knew who you were. So if I sent you a coupon code, and there was 2 people that I sent a coupon code but didn't want to be entered. So if I sent you a coupon code, you're in this bag unless you're one of the 2 people that didn't want to be in the bag. The other thing in here are These are my business cards. And on the back, it lists a prize. So this happens to be number 1 owl piddly bag. But we're just going to stick it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this up and I'm going to draw out 1 slip of paper and 1 business card. I like doing this because they feel so different. It's easy to pull out one of each. And then that's how we're going to pair up the prizes. So sorry for the crinkling. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to grab a piece of paper and a business card. Kathy, who is Woolly Eyes, won the choice of full mice. Yay! So, Kathy, you will actually be receiving this from Tina of the Knitting Blooms podcast. So I'll need to get you in touch with each other. Next, the owl piddly bag is going to Mavie, who is Linda. She's the one that donated the aquamarine stitch markers a while back. I did want to tell you that they the goal was $1,500 and they raised over $1,600. It was $1,600 the last I looked. And Kim, who is the mother of the person with cystic fibrosis, said that she was just stunned how many people helped. She couldn't believe that more people who didn't know their family donated than people that did. She was just in utter shock. She sent me a couple different thank yous via text message, and even I talked to her on the phone the day of the walk, and she again told me thank you, and I'm supposed to just pass on all her thanks. All right. Next pair, Megan, who is Crafty Pancakes, wins number 7, Day-Dee's project bag. Day-Dee is the friend of Tiff's, who has cystic fibrosis herself and makes small project bags. So I will have you guys get in contact with each other. I won't contact anybody for a week, but if I haven't heard from you by next Saturday, then I'm going to start putting out hints. All right, next one. Number 3, the choice of handspun. Now, these are the 3 handspuns of mine that I said somebody would get to choose from. This went to Elizabeth, who is a Liz Stitches, and she wins the choice of handspun. All right, Michelle Knit a Little of the 3 Stitches podcast wins the Rescue Me sock pattern from CC Allman. That's the Doctor Who inspired sock pattern. So, Michelle, you get in touch with, her name is Java Pearl, and I'll get you guys in touch with each other. Again, I'm going to wait until Saturday, so get in touch with me if you see this, but if you don't, then I'm going to start nudging people. Especially because there's so many here that are donated by other people. All right, another one. Oh, Tiff. Tiff wins the Partridge Piddly bag. That one was actually donated by Piddaloop. Some of the Piddaloop bags I bought, some of them were donated. I have to say, because I'm going to have to ship some of these, Allison very nicely donated some money to the podcast, and she actually wrote on there for shipping the prizes, and so I really appreciated that. Pam, who is Knit Gal 2, wins a skein of fiber from Ethereal Fibers. So I will have you get in touch. So well, contact me, and then I'll get you in touch with Kelly. Jane, who is Crazy Jane, won the hand knit shawl from my friend Fran. I think that will be a good pairing. Paper. Robin, who is Harper on Ravelry, wins the Hearts and Bubbles triangle bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 3 more. Card. Name. We had 24 people entered and 12 prizes, so it was a 50-50 chance on getting a prize. Oh, Allison, who I was just talking about, won the large floral box bag set that is also from Pitaloop. That was donated by Jen. Allison also donated, she donated last month's prize for the Burstone Along, and she's donating next month's prize. And it was her idea. Oh, Katie, JetGirl1313 of the Knitting on the Fly, wins the Striations shawl pattern, also from CC Allman. CC Allman, if you don't know, is Java Pearl, and she's part of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. So, Katie, JetGirl1313, you won the pattern, the Striations pattern. For the 2 patterns, if you already have them, you can get the other one. Or, if you happen to have both, you can work something else out with Cece. Margaret, who is Knit Witty, wins the sheep triangle bag. She was one of the first people to donate. And that, I think, is everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is everybody. So, if you won something, contact me and I will tell you how to get your prize. If it's one that I have, obviously you just need to give me your name and address. Otherwise, get in touch with me and I will get you connected wherever you need to be. Alright, that is everything. I did want to say to anybody who's in the Oklahoma area, I hope you're okay. So far, everybody I've been checking on for Plurk is okay. I started crying last night when I saw about the children that didn't make it in the elementary school. But today I donated to Red Cross, and I suggest that if you have any amount, even small amount, donate to Red Cross. That's probably the best place for our money at this time. So, that's everything. I will see you guys all next week. Bye now.